What it is, what it was, what it could be, y'all. Welcome to the 2023 Queenland Open Round 2 highlights. This event was sponsored by Disconnection and Disc Doctor. Shout out to them for sponsoring the event. They did an excellent job. And this coverage is sponsored by Rad and the Flying Disc Store. Really appreciate them getting me out there and being able to record this event. Man, round 2 was a freaking doozy. We had Jay Brady, Patty Robinson, Aaron Morton, and Reese Wisnowski, the Sydney local, showing out for the Sydney crew, representing. Kicking us off, Aaron Morton on the first hole, second shot, putting it right in the bucket. That looks real familiar to round 1, don't it? Man's just consistent. Patty Robinson. Kabang, heading straight towards the basket. Go in. You. Boy, that was close, man. And you check your britches after that slow-mo cam. Just misses low and to the left. Get it up, Patty. Get it up. Jade Brady. Long range. Oh, that's not really long range. You should be making those. But that's a death putt. OB right behind him. It's a big putt, man. Patty Robinson again on hole 2. Tough second shot. Blocked off by a tree. Throws a pro shot, curls up like a cat right under the basket. Meow. You feel me? Reese Wisnowski, let's go Sydney. Putting it under the bucket. Unfortunately, I think that was to get par. He got kicked off on the first one, but I mean, heck of a toss, you know. And then Jade Brady doing what JB does. C2 mastermind. Let's run it back one time. Get there. Drop. He got him. Well done, Jay. That's a good looking putt right there. Aaron Morton says, hey, this is C1, but it's still pretty too. This is still pretty too. I'll take it. Jade on the next hole. T-pad. Turnover. He said, I got the best turnover in the game. Check me out, boy. There she go. Another C2 putt for birdie. Pretty sure he missed it, though. Patty Robinson says, mate, get yourself a forehand. Get yourself a forehand. Why throw a turnover and risk that when you can just do this? Now, on the roll. Just go in the basket. Reese, hole 4. I lied, hole 5. Throwing it through the trees, off the tee. Yup. That'll tweet at you. Put it on Twitter. Aaron Morton, same hole, second shot, pro shot through the trees, threading it like a needle, right by the basket. Patty, what you doing, son? Around the corner. Give it to him, baby. Reese says, I can do that. Looks easy. Let me try. Not quite as good, Reese. Not quite as good, but it's not a bad effort, man. Way to keep it low and not go OB. Jay Brady, another turnover. Who would have thought? Jay Brady, another turnover that goes in the circle. Who would have thought? Oh, I remember this putt. Reese wasn't going to run it, but I told him to run it. I was like, you got a backstop, man. And look at that, C2. He might get his badge. He might get that C2 sniper badge. Oh, look at this. Nothing but chains, man. You know you're going to be excited for that one. That's a good putt, Reese. That is a good putt. Way to make the slow-mo cam. Jade, after going OB, have to put this approach shot close. Save the par. And hey, he's got the touch of an angel. Reese showing off the forehand too. He's like, look, I throw a couple backhands, I throw a couple forehands, I make a couple putts, I do some of this, I do some of that, man. I do it all. Put the team on my back. I carry him. He ended up falling off in the back 9 of this, actually. It was a shame because he was doing really well in the front 9. Aaron showing off that lefty. He said, hey, righties ain't the only ones that can play this sport. But Patty says, look, mate, why would you even bother using a left hand? Why? Just chuck it down there like this, bud. Like this. Circle's edge. Bang. Put her in. That's all there is to it. Jay's now watched everyone tee off and throw a good one. Pressure's on. Don't get big tossed. He said, screw your forehand. Screw your left hand. I'm going to put this on the backhand, turnover, in the circle. Aaron Morton, kabang. That's a good putt. That's a big bird. Walk that in, son. Reese, for a bird. Tweet. Tweet that at Elon Musk right now. Next hole, Aaron Morton, pro shot, through the trees. That's how you draw it up, like that. That's how you draw it up. Patty trying to do the same thing. Skadoosh. Only thing he could have done is put it in the bucket. Should have done that. This was probably the toughest hole on the course. Reese, that's probably his birdie shot right there. That's a good up shot. Oh, someone farted during Patty's putt. Ben Kennedy. Listen to this. Yeah, did you hear that? Can you imagine having that in your putt? Patty regains his composure and kabang. I knew that putt was going in the second that air came out of Ben's butt. I was like, yep, that putt's going nowhere but chains. And if it didn't, it was going nowhere but right up Ben's butt. Oh man, Patty would have been You're lucky, Ben. Aaron, cleaning it up. Pretty sure that was probably for par. There wasn't many birdies on this hole the entire tournament. I think maybe 2, 3, throughout all the field. So that was a very, very tough hole, and par felt like birdie on that one. Jade on the next hole going big roller just like he did on day one. And this one's going even further, spinning the catch cam around, getting him dizzy. Where's he at, Liam? All the way down there. Back up, buddy. You know Jade's big. Big dog. Patty from deep. Oh, that's looking good. Come out of it. You know it's gonna. This is the highlight reel. Every one of these shots is good. Acting like I'm psychic over here. I bet his putt goes in. Jade says, look, that was kind of flat, bud. Let me show you how to do the turnover way. And he actually went a little hot on this one. I remember telling him, I was like, dude, you may have went past the basket. When you watch this back in slow-mo, he literally would have went flying past the basket, but just hits that stick there and keeps him close. Jade, you lucky dog, man. Aaron, I think this might have been his third shot. Putting it by the bucket. Gonna be able to have a tap-in par, but you'll take that on this hole. It's a pretty tough birdie. What do we got? The next hole. Patty, look at this. Oh! Boy got that kiss on it. He said this one's for you, Timmy. He said this one's for you, slow-mo cam, straight for Tim Bowen. Watch this. Boy. I wonder what Patty and that tree been doing under the night sky up there in Brisbane. I don't know. That was pretty that looked like more than friends, if you know what I mean. Aaron trying to match that up with the left-hand forehand. And he does it 2 days in a row. That's a tough shot, man. That's a tough hole. He ended up getting off the beaten path on that next one. And peep that, how he had to throw that. Throwing over the tee sign of like the red tee pads. That would have been scary, man. You bring your arm too low, you could easily break your throwing hand. Reese, backhand. This is looking great, but unfortunately there's some mud right there. Sticks it. He ended up drilling that putt though. Next hole. With the OB all to the left. It's all water over there. You do not want to go left, and it's easy to get kicked. Reese puts it up right next to the basket. Patty ended up going left, like I said, you don't want to be, but has this beautiful little anti-flick approach shot, able to save the par. I think the same thing happened to Jade, but he don't be throwing them forehands. He liked the backhand. Backhand king. Hole 17. Patty, it's an island hole. And he parks it. This is the MPO card. I hope all 4 of you is on here. You better be. This is a must-get birdie right here. You got to get this hole. Aaron. Ooh, that's pretty, buddy. I probably should have put that on the slow-mo cam, or put that right on the basket, taking a nap. Hole 18. Patty with the big old forehand, 120-meter bomb. 400 feet right next to the circle. The bucket. The pin, whatever you want to call it. Aaron says, look, man, you ain't getting away from me that easy. You ain't getting away from me that easy. That's going to wrap up round 2 of the Queensland Open Highlights MPO lead card. Shout out to Disconnection and Disc Doctor for sponsoring the event. And hey, shout out to FDS and Rad, the Finest Store and Rad, for sponsoring me to come out and film this event. It was without them I wouldn't be able to get there, so really appreciate everyone involved in getting this event up and running, and can't wait to see y'all in round 3.